Hello, everybody, and welcome to Coffee with a Therapist. I'm excited that my camera's working today and just to be with you guys. The Kansas weather is super hot. I don't know where you are, but super hot and muggy summers, which sometimes I really love, and then other times can be a bit draining, but I'm super grateful for the sunshine and good weather today. So I just wanted to share that with y'all. The other thing that's been on my mind is something that has continuously come up in my client sessions. And oftentimes, when I've seen people who have been going through eating disorder recovery or going through therapy for a really long time, sometimes what I find is that their motivation for recovery or their motivation for therapy or healing their relationships or trauma comes more from a place of fear or from a place of what they don't want their life to be like. And they feel kind of lost or unsure of what they want their life to be like or what they're actually chasing towards. And so it's almost like this progression of, I'm going to work on these things because I don't want this to happen, or I'm fearful of this, which is typically more of like a trauma based lens for healing and recovery, instead of learning more about what is it that I actually want in life? What is it that I'm actually chasing towards and is motivating me because I know a path for myself and I understand myself and my values. And so, what I find this does is when people don't have a sense of who they are or what they want out of life, their journey in healing can be a bit aimless and more about avoiding landmines and less about figuring out who the heck they are. Especially with eating disorder recovery, a lot of people, they start to build their identities around either A, the eating disorder, or B, recovery from an eating disorder, so like being in recovery and that's part of their identity. And they have no idea who they are outside of that. And so in translating that to other issues in mental health, like people don't know what it is they want their life to be like outside of their mental illness or even what they truly care about. And so today I just wanted to encourage you that you work towards figuring out what it is that you want your life to be like, what it is that you value. And sometimes when I ask this directly to clients at first, they give me that blank stare and they're like, I don't even know who the heck I am. Like I've spent so much time focused on recovery or focused on mental health stuff or living in a certain mentality or people pleasing that they never really thought to ask themselves the question, what is it that I want? What is it that I value? What's meaningful to me? What's purposeful? What life would I want to live if this weren't an obstacle? And so therapy is an invitation to do that. Or, even right now, like if you're not in therapy, I just invite you that if you haven't asked yourself those questions, please do it. And you may not know exactly what that means at first. Again, some people are like, okay, yeah, I haven't asked those questions to myself, so I don't even know where to start. And so one of the exercises I will do with people is I ask them, come up with 3 different people that you admire or that you think are positively doing something that's changing the world. 3 people. And I want you to reflect on those people. And after you come up with those people, I want you to list the character traits and values that they have or that they embody of each of those persons and the ways that they're impacting the world. And as people start to do this exercise, and again, this could be like people that are living or dead, they could be real characters or fictional characters, but essentially these ideas and people that they admire and think are doing good in the world. They find that they start to figure out, okay, this value, honesty, speaking my truth, a person who is helping other people or looking to change the world in some way. Like they just start to understand these different values and character traits of these people. And they're like, that's what I want. That's what I want to work towards, right? And we get to break down those layers and go even deeper, right? Which would be a little harder to do since I'm not like one-on-one with each person. But you look at those values and you go even deeper and you say, what what would a person that has those values, like, what would their life look like, and how would that align with the things I like and I enjoy in my life? And you just start to understand yourself more, these parts of you that maybe you haven't really checked in with, because again, all these other parts of you have been primary. They've been trying to keep you alive in different ways and emotionally survive life in different ways. And so you haven't maybe had the opportunity to get in touch with those other creative and free and loving and giving parts because you've been in survival mode. And I find that as clients start to do that, as they start to get in touch with these different parts of themselves, they actually have something they move towards. And that matters, because if we are just doing therapy or going through life in general, running from things, being afraid of it, that's survival mode still, right? That doesn't actually keep people going long term, and actually the relapse rate of going back into that mental health issue is super high, because the next time life, hits you with something super stressful and you don't have something you're running towards, you lose that momentum of running away from something and typically will fall back into that thing that you're running from. And so I would encourage you that whether you're in therapy or not, that you figure out, what are the things that I value and that I'm running towards? What things do I feel like are really embodiments of my true self in these different parts of myself that I'm learning about? And how can I slowly take steps to be more in alignment with my values? I have my own set of values, and I feel like every year I get a little tiny bit closer to them, knowing that I'm never going to fully arrive and be the superhero that I want to be in the world. But if I'm slowly chasing towards that, I typically live my life in a way that I look back at and I'm proud, even amidst all the mistakes and struggles along the way. And so for me, going through life and working through my own mental health struggles, I found that the long-term success has been more about being more in touch with my true healthy self and chasing after that, with grace, of course, versus just trying to run from things. And I feel like that's a very, I'm very grateful to be in that space. And I know that a lot of people are not in that space yet, and that might be for their context or the trauma they're still going through. But again, I think the ultimate journey, when I see clients really succeed and get into what I call full recovery from eating disorders or, depression or whatever that might be in their life, it's because they figured out a way and they've gotten back in touch with those parts of themselves. And they're going towards those values and trying to embody that versus simply trying to not be something else. I hope that made sense to you guys and helped you maybe connect some dots that maybe weren't connected before. I hope you're able to connect with those values and go towards, being more of you versus running away from, the life that you might have if you don't get better. Yeah, it's really cool when we are able to really get in touch with ourselves and connect with that. And I think it really does shed a new lens on the world, and it provides insight to us that we may not have had before. So I hope you're able to get in touch with that. I also hope you guys have a wonderful Tuesday. Gonna drink some more coffee and enjoy this muggy Kansas heat, and I will connect with you guys tomorrow. Take care.